Assassin's Creed Shadows details the weapons available to Yasuke and Naoe. The protagonist you're playing as and the weapon you're using dramatically alters combat, so read on to learn how Samurai Yasuke and Shinobi Naoe will clash with the enemy and take down their targets. Despite Naoe's formidable stealth prowess, as detailed in our previous post, she's no pushover when it comes to combat. Quick and agile, she can make short work of a single enemy with her barrage of attacks, but as the number of enemies increase, she will be at a significant disadvantage due to her lack of armor and limited combat resources. At the opposite end of the spectrum, Yasuke stands as a stalwart warrior ready for prolonged, knockdown drag-out combat scenarios. For instance, the last attack in each of his combos, i.e. combo enders, will break an enemy's guard without relying on posture attacks. Light attacks. Light attacks in Shadows are quick, fluid, and reliable, inflicting small increments of damage. However, some enemy archetypes can power through them and land attacks of their own, so be careful. Heavy attacks. Packing a bit more strength, heavy attacks inflict higher damage on most enemies, useful to stagger them and create some space around you. Being a bulky, heavily armored samurai, Yasuke unsurprisingly possesses more tools in his arsenal for combat, with 5 weapons to choose from, compared to the more stealth-focused Naoe, who only has 3. Armed with a classic long katana, a naginata polearm, the heavy kanabo war club, and a yuma bao or teppo rifle for long-ranged assaults, Yasuke has a lot more flexibility when it comes to direct conflict. As said on the website, remember that choosing to fight as Naoe or Yasuke, as well as your choice of weapon, can alter these building blocks. While both characters will have access to light, heavy, and posture attacks, it will vary for both characters depending on the weapon you choose to use. Naoe, meanwhile, relies on swift attacks and movements, wielding a katana, the Kusarigama ball-and-chain weapon, as well as a dual-wield option with her tanto and hidden blade combo. Both characters have access to light and heavy attacks for each weapon, and holding down the respective key for each result in a posture attack, which can break an enemy's guard. In essence, our core fight mechanics are the same for Yasuke and Naoe. But as a samurai and shinobi, respectively, they each have their own weapon types and abilities that make them feel very different from one another, says Charles Benoit, game director for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Naoe is more of an agile fighter who is quick on her feet and can assassinate enemies easily. However, when she comes up against more than one enemy, she is at a disadvantage, as she has significantly less armor and combat resources than Yasuke. In comparison, Yasuke is a strong warrior who can cut through his enemies with his combos. He will do significantly better against multiple enemies compared to Naoe. Finally, more information was provided on the various enemy factions found in the game, and they fall under the following categories: Outlaws, Ashigaru soldiers, Ronin,
Samurai,
Samurai Daisho, Guardians. Enemies possess tactics of their own, with the 2 mechanics highlighted in the post being flurry attacks, a short string of incoming strikes marked with a blue glint that need to be parried or deflected in quick succession, and unstoppable attacks, strong strikes marked with a red glint that cannot be blocked, parried, or deflected, and must be avoided instead.